Hey, Bri, doesn't it suck that the boss is always over our shoulder when we're trying to talk?
Jay, he should be entertained by us. Let's get out of here and finish this conversation.
All right, but as long as it's not work-related.
Jay,
B.
how's it going?
I feel like I've just been side swindled or whatever it is. I didn't even know we were going.
Yeah, I just tried to go in because we have to cut off one of our few pre-podcast podcasts.
So I don't know what you're doing with all this tape of our pre-pod because I was just going off. And now I could hear all that back?
Actually, probably, yeah.
Actually, probably. Well, I'd like to thank everybody to come into the work-related podcast.
We're related by work on X.
Oh, boo, X.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my new mandate and just not jump right into X. Although if I did, I have not been on, I don't know what kind of algorithm changing things you might have been doing on ours, but I've stayed on mine.
So I've been avoiding X.
Oh, me too. Good.
Yes.
Okay. Then we don't have much to talk about there.
Yeah.
But what I do have to do is I'm fully on board. That's a lie. I'm trying to get onto the train. I'm like a fucking Indian running to the fucking train that's just going and everybody's hanging on. The guy. I realized I don't have an infinite amount of Mondays. I don't know if you knew this.
No, you didn't know that.
No,
That's news. It's
all the
news.
Mondays aren't promised to me.
Yeah, you never know.
And I hate thinking like that. Like I don't really like it's. I don't know. I don't want to live in that kind of space. I don't know. Maybe that's not
Especially
even.
since it's the best day of the week.
So I was curious. Remember, I got you to admit last week that you have to say that. The more you say that, the more you believe it.
Yeah.
How long ago did you start saying that to yourself?
A long time ago, actually.
Like, do you
But Wilcox.
what?
But Wilcox time.
Like, oh, so
Since I've
not
been
as a kid or a 20-something,
No,
like, or you
no.
probably were 20-something when you started. So it's a relatively recent thing. It's in the last third of your life.
Yeah.
that you've done this. It
for
wasn't
sure.
something that you. So as a kid going to school on Monday, how did you feel? Did you have to get like every kid get kicked out of bed?
No, no, not really. I don't remember ever having problems, except for like 1 year in high school. But other than that,
Like just because of your lifestyle, like just being like an older teenager trying to, like, did you
Yeah.
like I know you went past school. Like, I'm not saying you have to be, I don't know, you'd be a weird kid if you popped up and like, hey, it's Monday, go back to school, right? Like type of thing, right?
In college, yeah, for sure.
So you were like that in college, or not?
Yeah. I like,
Because you picked what you were going to study.
yeah,
And you were an eager beaver in college too.
yeah.
And so, but you didn't have to like force yourself to say it. Like, so it sounds like it might have just been natural from there. When you started working, Mondays were just never a problem, or were you a pro Monday person, or did you ever have like because you said it when you said you had to force yourself. So
Yeah.
did you have a problem with Mondays in any part of your life?
I had a problem with work when I worked at the airport. I missed days. I would go late sometimes. So like when I worked at the airport, especially at the beginning, it was like a problem.
Not just Mondays, but all kinds of
Yeah,
absentees.
just all kinds of absentees. I was just like, I don't feel like going today.
I think when I was like that, it was a sense of immaturity.
Yeah.
I say it now. It's the easiest thing to say to anybody, any young person you watch working is just like, just show up.
Yeah.
Like, by not showing up is the last thing you can really do.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I definitely miss more time, but it's not absentee time. It's like vacation time. Like I got more vacation time and I make sure I use it. You finish the year with fucking vacation time left over, all that kind of stuff. I don't feel responsible to make something be done by January 31st. So I'm going to take my vacation times no matter what. That's not my responsibility. I find that at this point now, if you know the company could use your extra time, not just the overtime for yourself, but you might help them. You know what I mean? Like come in, be that kind of a responsible person. That's how you are. You end up being a boss. And so I don't know where it switched for me. I was kind of like that too. Like my very first stint at Wilcox out of fucking co-op, when you were fucking little baby, I hurt my knee and I was off on unemployment for like 9 months. I milked it. And then I came back and I got laid off like 3 weeks afterwards.
Oh, man.
Because they didn't need me anymore. Like I was late, and even probably before that, my attendance was bad. I don't know what the deal was. And I can't even think of the specific, and so I didn't recognize even at that time, like it was because I was lazy or was unreliable. Like I recognize now how unreliable I was, like in that moment and beyond. And so something clicked in me too, where I just realized like you just have to you have to put yourself in the boss's mind at that point. And it's like, why would you keep anybody that just doesn't show up, right? Like and so I was like that, but I still reluctantly. Like I still never really like wake up in the morning and thank the Lord that I'm away, on this side of the dirt and all these other kinds of things you hear and enjoy it. And like when I was talking about it, but hearing you say you had to force yourself to say it, I just didn't know when you were at the airport and did that. You didn't lose your job because of that, did you?
No, but well, another problem was that I worked Friday to Monday, so that actually changes things too.
Well, I mean, you didn't want to. You had other things to do on Friday to Monday.
That was my shift.
Yeah. So, but that's why you left. You mean?
No. That's just my shift. So maybe that's why.
I see. So I got you into Mondays differently.
Yeah.
That's not.
My Monday was a Friday.
Well, yeah, no,
that's even worse.
No, that's true. Yeah, that's fucking. That's just going to mind fuck anybody. No, you know what? I'm not thinking of it like that because. Like even I would have been on the shift now. Like I've always loved that shift. Like it's still in my body clock or whatever the fuck that means to kind of be on that. Like it's in the weekends I still sleep so late. So I would not think of Mondays in the same way when I was on afternoons. Mm-hmm. When I was only on afternoons for a few years. Like if that was my whole schedule, I would have a whole different opinion on Mondays, I think. But that's from this seat. Like I do think my problem was I'm off of my time and now I'm on my responsibility time. Yeah. Like I don't know if it's you're a parent, like whatever, like responsibility time doesn't really end as much for you, right? Like you got to pretend that you care about the kids every now and then, right?
Yeah.
And I'm joking. You're doing great, man. The fucking basketball videos, all that shit. So yeah, you don't like get to jump off the clock like I do, right? Not taking it home, and so it's different. Not bringing work home, but being responsible. But the way that I'm trying to do it, like it's only my second week, like it's trying to inform me of just taking better care of myself is not, it sucks. It's stupid trying to do it yourself. I'm not saying I'm my own therapist or like, I obviously need all kinds of help and to do more self-help work in all kinds of ways, but just not starting my week off by hating the Monday. Like by saying I only got an infinite amount of Mondays, it's like, how do you want to treat it? Like if you only have a certain amount of days on vacation or something, you want to get the most out of it. This is a vacation compared to what's going to happen to you at the end of your life.
Exactly.
Right? Like I said, I'm trying to build like I want to build this. Like stop hate building it. Like just like what if you just lean into like how
liking
good you got it, right? Yeah. And I do think it's a fake it till you make it. Like I got to say it. It's stupid because you should just recognize it maybe. But even you with your like where you are now. To hear that's always like good to hear. You have to say it to believe it for so many times.
Yeah.
So at part of me, I was curious on how if you were ever as bad as I sometimes make it seem to me, but it doesn't sound like you were.
Yeah, probably not. But I mean, I had my moments.
But it's informing me. Like I hope I go, but that's how I've started off my week, and it's still going. It creeps in. Like I'm not trying to feel sorry for myself or be all like whatever, find reasons to not. It's actually the whole Tony Robbins of it all. It's just like it works. The power of saying it works.
Yeah.
And for me, I hope I keep going. I don't see me stopping. Like there is a way that I'm just talking shit now. It's January 1st. I'm in the beginning of this, but so far it's like it's helping me for everything. Like I said, when I was by trying to lose all my weight now and do all that, like I can't think negatively. Like negative thoughts just for me, like it just it makes like how am I gonna put this? It makes you want to stop trying, like at work or at any, like you know what I mean. Like why do that? Like it's just what like there's so much reasons to not try. I don't know, but just like positively thinking and having momentum in that positivity.
Exactly, because it's the same way when you think negative all the time, you get that momentum of being negative. You get that habit of thinking negative. So if I look at this red thing and somebody who thinks negative all the time, they'd be like, oh, that's a freaking that thing is bright, and I'd be like, oh, that's a vibrant red. You have two different ways of looking at it. Why would you want to think a negative way all the time? It's not beneficial. So that's part of why thinking positive and the Monday thing really started.
I'm not trying to blame the Twitter or the world or everything like that, like, but because it's like if it bleeds, it leads type of stuff you hear, or you know what I mean, like negatively biased or like. That it does, I think, naturally grab our attention, right? Like to live in that world, like you know what I mean. Like it's not. I have one. So on my Twitter that I do, and I've just been following who I follow, and it's just some sports guys fucking and some comedians and some other like shit. So I'm
not the For You section.
No, not even the For You.
Yeah.
Like first, I'm not saying the problem, but a way for me to get into the negative loop is the first way back when was my own For You.
Yeah.
And that's when I started thinking I knew about the world. And then we had our own Twitter, and never mind who we follow there. The For You on that one is so slanted in whatever way it's slanted that it was informing me, you know what I mean? Like in a real negative way. Like I was just making me look at things negatively. It was showing me more negative. I was reacting negatively to the things I saw.
Okay.
Like, let's just make it just neutral.
Yep.
Right? Like it's me, how I was receiving it type of thing. And so I did see a slant. And it was just what my eyeballs kind of saw, and that's why I talked about it in the way I did. When I've just stayed at first, then I avoid it altogether, and then I feel a little out of the loop, and that's fine. But then I saw some like great things, like so. I will get. I'm not making a point of it. So I sent you that the Green Party MP, that Elizabeth May, like refuting Trump, and it was so refreshing to hear. Like it was one of these instances where a politician or anybody, a public figure, was saying something I felt that I couldn't put into those kind of words. And it was just like, wow, like, why have I like looked at this whole Trump thing negatively and like impacting Canada and all this stuff? And I would have voted for him if I'm American. All these misinformed things I would come up with in my mind. Like, I whatever. Like, I'm not trying to justify any of my decisions, but so I'm listening to her talk and just like, God damn. I like her a lot. And so it's like I can live in that world. Like holy shit! Like what if we just took California? Like you know what I mean? Like what are we gonna do here? Like I know it's not militaristically possible. All these kind of things, right?
Yeah.
Like, but like the ideology of it all, like just the fighting back on this fucking troll. It was just like yes, like I want every troll to be fought back against. So I was really impressed with that, and I found that on Twitter. So at first, when I was just avoiding it all, I would have missed that. So by going into my following and somebody ended up putting that on there, like I'm getting more positive vibes from that interaction. And so I even have other things that just like one of them is just like a positive news fucking newsletter that comes out of UK. It's not for me really, like it's kind of thing, but just like it's not bad news.
Yeah.
Like it's more positive stuff is coming in my way, and it's informing me to not be have a negative outlook.
That's good.
And so like I said, so. I mean, so should I just keep doing that? Like,
absolutely.
No. So what happens to I'm not like all the information that's coming on the work related by work For You feed. Should I just never go back to that?
You can't not. We have a podcast.
I know, but then I don't like this is me. I have to find the balance of like diving in and seeing what's going on and not living in it. Like, is that a me problem?
Yeah, you're gonna have to try and fight that urge of seeing the negative video of. I don't know what videos you're watching, but if a guy's head cut off, because I do it too. I'm scrolling and I see somebody jumping off a building and I'm like, let me stop and watch that. And then there you go. The algorithm goes, I see. This is what you want to see. Do a couple more scrolls. I'll give you another one. And you're like, and then next thing you know, your whole feed is that, or your whole feed is anti-Trump, or your whole feed is pro-Trump, like whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't like that happens.
That's the algorithm world, man. It's crazy.
I hear you. But like even like
I think that's part of the reason they've been so hard on social media. Who I was just watching, I don't know if it was Joe Rogan. No, it was another one. And they were talking about how social media, no, it was news. They're talking about, and Kevin O'Leary talking about buying TikTok. And somebody was saying how social media is such a big thing for our children that it causes suicides and stuff, and nobody thinks about it. And that's part of the reason, because when they get into, say, maybe they watch videos on body shaming, and all they get is videos on body shaming, and then because they feel like they're getting body shamed, and they just, instead of watching something that's body positivity, like love yourself type of thing, they watch the negative thing, and next thing you know, they're in their head, and then they kill themselves.
Man, that's very interesting because I've only just like scratched the surface of how negative the social media is for the kids.
Yeah,
I'm lucky. Like, should I like? I don't know what the right answer is because it doesn't affect me. It only affects me hearing about it and like knowing your kids, like knowing kids in general, and not wanting to just throw the future generation under the fucking bus or anything like that. But I don't know how much is my responsibility of this. Like I don't want to have that keep me up at night. I can understand how you do, but I don't know where to go from here. Like, I don't know, like, I would rather almost just talk about like what might happen to TikTok because I haven't even thought of that. I should have put that on there because I know it's like happening soon. But before I get there, like it's, I always just think that social media is just a reflection of us, right? Like I've kind of heard that kind of way or whatever. Like it's impossible to turn that back. Like banning TikTok isn't the issue, I don't think. Like I don't know how to fix. Like I don't even know where to start to fix it because it's an us problem.
Well, the banning of TikTok is more national security. This is air quotes. National security is why they're banning it.
Did they find out what those drones were?
No.
How much do we concentrate on national security?
They're too busy.
We got to take over Canada for national security.
Yeah, exactly.
Greenland for national security. Go fuck off.
Right. So it's national security is why they're banning TikTok, and it's supposed to be sold to an American company conveniently.
Yeah.
So
So how much of the world hates that? Like much? How do I? Because I'm like supposedly their friend and fucking neighbor, like not supposed to fucking know. Like this is not a 100% global agreement.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not trying to be on China's side or nothing. Like our new Lord and Savior's China, but the fact is, like, they're the ones who invented it. Like the data collecting thing is just like everybody's collecting the data.
Yeah,
I'm supposed to just like think you're the better data collector.
Yeah,
like I don't. Like I just think it's all such a fucking whatever it is. Like I just don't know what to make of it. Like I really don't. I'm more interested in what you think is going on. Like why do you think they're like? Did you think that's the true reason?
No.
So it's what's going on? It's shutting down on Sunday. Is that what's happening for real?
It's shutting down on Sunday. In the United States, you will not be able to get. You won't be able to download the app. It won't be getting updates or anything, so it will just slowly die off. I think it will not work in the States. I think in Canada, you won't be able to download the app at all, but it would still work. You won't get updates or anything. So that's the two different. I think the States is not working, and in Canada, it'll work if you have the app already.
So I know how apps like geo lock because I love betting.
Yeah.
And you can't bet in the States.
Yeah.
And now you can in certain fucking states, like a lot of states have it or whatever, but I can't go to a state that bets and use my app because it knows I'm a Canadian in America and it won't allow me to do it even if that betting is allowed.
Yeah.
Right? Like I might have to get a download like bet or whatever, right? Like even when you go to Vegas, they want you to use the MGM app or whatever the other one, the hotels we stay at or MGM was, and we don't get it. I don't know. I've never really tried to download the American app while I'm in America and do all that or whatever. So that geo-locking shit kind of works, or it 100% works.
Yeah.
It's weird to me that, like I can see that if in the States that once they lock it down, they lock it down. If you're telling me that if you already have it downloaded in your phone in Canada and you can still use it on Monday if you have it downloaded, then I don't understand, you know what I mean? Like the difference too much, you know what I mean? That's just going to put a rush on people fucking downloading it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll put
I
a
feel
rush.
very fortunate. Let's see how Twitter is the only thing I've jumped on. Like I have never had a Facebook thing. Right, for a long time, my lack of an Instagram account has occasionally bothered me.
Yeah.
And now I think my buddy Rick just went on and I just got it. Like he sent me a bunch of Instagram shit that I couldn't fully see because I couldn't open the app because I don't have it. And it's not like I'm scared to. It's just like I don't think I need it. Like it's not because of what the negative sides are. I just like I don't want to be a joiner like that. Like I've never really, you know what I mean? Like I don't know if we should have a fucking work-related Instagram.
I like Instagram.
What?
I like Instagram.
Yeah, I know most people do, but I've never got it. Like I've never been able to distinguish what Instagram is and what Twitter is, the difference. You know what I mean? Like I like pictures. I just didn't like they're the same thing to me. Yeah. And when TikTok came around, it's just another version of that. I think I can see the influence of TikTok on YouTube Shorts and but I get most of every TikTok I've ever seen has been from YouTube or Twitter. So I've never logged on to TikTok in my life.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm missing, and I don't care that it's being banned. Like it's all so nonsensical to me.
Yeah, I really don't care either.
I know, but I mean,
I think in the grand scheme of things, I think in the grand scheme of things, it's bad for the social media world
to ban it or to have it.
To ban it,
yeah.
But I mean, most social media is created in the United States. I think they just want to just monopolize it. Realistically, is how I feel about it.
Zuckerberg was on on Rogan this week.
He wants to buy it.
Well, they all want to. Kellen O'Leary wants to buy it. Elon Musk wants to buy it. Like I don't. What did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know what to think of those conversations. I think they're just, most of them are just blustery. Like, no, Zuckerberg didn't say he wanted to buy it. What Zuckerberg was more talking about is well, first he railed against Apple for a bit.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I wondered if you probably saw that. Like, he said things you've said a million times before.
Yeah, I'm like why is people only realizing this now? But that's
because they're on the Apple you know what I mean? Like, you have what you're used to. Like, I loved those Vision goggles when I seen them. Only because I like new shiny things.
Well, I think he's lying when he says his stuff is better than the Vision. That's bullshit.
No, he didn't.
It's more accessible, yes.
Yeah, he didn't. He gave them props. You know what I mean? Like, for certain things. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
the Vision.
He said like their camera, their vision, like. They said it's basically great for watching movies. He goes, that's because all their cameras or the screen is fucking got immense technology put towards it.
The underlying technology of the thing is insane.
But most of it's copying most of what was already there, like other than the screen. Like, it wasn't a Apple bashing thing.
The Vision, he bashed Apple pretty good.
Because it's a thing that he charges 10 times less for.
Yeah.
If you sell something for $350 and somebody's selling for $3,500, you want people to know why.
Yeah.
You don't want to think it's because we're prone. You're prone to think that because it's cheaper. Like, it's not, it's going to be, oh my God, this is going to be 10 times worse. How come it's selling for $350?
Yeah.
It's all in the fucking, just like the jeans world we were talking about last time. It's like, oh, if you think I have never buying jeans less than $150 because that means they're shit.
Yeah.
That means they're made in this part of India, not that part of India or something, right? Like, so I don't care about that distinction. And so, but when technology, I think cheaper sometimes put in your mind is not as good.
But I think that is correct in the most because I think that the stuff that if you're a nerd like me and you read it, that's why I think he was just misleading people. Because if you're a nerd and you read like what Apple put into the Vision and what he puts into his, you can tell why it's more. Now it's not 10 times more expensive.
I think that's what he's trying to say.
For sure. But you can tell that they put more research in, they put more things. And it's two completely different audiences.
No, he gets it. It wasn't like he wasn't on there to do that. But when it came to this thing, he was just trying to say, yeah, he's selling his own product. Why whatever. Like, I think he's more like leaning on it's more accessible for people, and it's like it could do all these things that they promised theirs. But really what they were talking about more is their walled garden. Like, when they're trying to get, like, have whatever, I think it was the glasses, like the Ray-Ban glasses, and they want the kind of connectivity that AirPods do.
Yeah.
And no other AirPods connect like AirPods do.
Yeah, it's a proprietary thing.
Yeah, that's why everybody's got their right for that or whatever, right? But so many people have that, like, so many people are on the Apple, whatever. Like, they were just complaining to the wind. Like, nobody cares. Like, that's just a proprietary thing. Like, that's why you got it. That's why nobody can beat Meta or Facebook or whatever you have, right? Like, they just buy Instagram, they buy WhatsApp, you know what I mean? Like, they just incorporate it into their thing. So this is the guy that's done all those things. And now he's up against a wall that he just can't buy the connectivity to an iPhone.
Well, that's the problem. The thing is, it's not so much that he wants to use it, right? Because Bluetooth is a universal standard, and the connectivity, the AirPods are technically Bluetooth plus something else.
Yeah.
But he wants to be able to, he wants Apple to share everything.
Yes.
It's basically what he's saying.
Yes.
And I mean, the technological world would be better if Apple shared everything, for sure. But that's just not their business model. And what are you going to do about it? And yeah, you're right. That's why he's frustrated, because he can't just buy that Apple proprietary thing. Yep. Because Facebook works with everything, right? Meta works with everything. You can put it on your TV, you could put it on your computer, you could put it on your Mac, I think.
But he's even talking in a way that Google and YouTube have to pay to be on the App Store or something like that. Like, what's the deal with Google and Apple? Like, isn't there
there's
some kind
several deals. So Google pays Apple to be the default
that's what it is.
Search engine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which
like, he wants that kind of agreement. That's what I'm getting at.
That's never going to happen with their hardware.
But that's where his
that'll happen with their software. It'll never happen with their hardware.
No, but that's what he's whinging. Like that, and it wasn't like, this is just a part of the whole conversation.
They're
just talking about, because I think Rowan was saying, like, he wants to. He's always said that he doesn't like being beholden to the Apple. But just what's that? You don't have this because you're a nerd. The psychological thing, like, about being bullied as a kid. I don't know if this is even real, by having a green bubble and not a blue bubble. Like, you would rather have a kid that can stand up for themselves and say it's just a fucking bubble.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Not care, but in the blue blue-green world, like this and that. You know what I mean? Like, and they were just saying how long Apple has rested on these laurels.
Yeah.
Like how really they have nothing new, and that's why the vision came up.
No,
like that
not
was
since Steve Jobs. Yeah.
but that's what they're saying. Like they're coming. He's talking about this AI stuff. Like he's talking about other newer innovations that Meta is trying to do.
Yeah.
Like as a salesman, like I said, I'm not in it.
Yeah, and it's backhanded because Apple will use other people's stuff, but they won't share their stuff. So, like the Chat GPT, the Apple AI is far behind. So they're
fucking themselves.
They work with Chat GPT to be into their thing. So they use Chat GPT and they use Google's Circle to Search thing is on iPhones now.
Yeah.
So they're using everybody else's stuff, but they never share their stuff.
Well, it's the thing you whine about if you're at the bottom of the hill looking at the top. Like it's, I guess, like just like he buys WhatsApp and Instagram, they would just buy Chat GPT. Like, why are we going to put our thing?
Well, they didn't buy. They just
no,
but
they could do something like that. Like that's what they're using them, whatever. Just like they don't need to make a better search engine. They just make a deal with Google.
But it doesn't make sense. Well, they can't. They doesn't make sense. Well, no, I think they're smart enough to know what they can compete in. I think that's what it is.
Well, you're right. I don't even know how we're getting here. Like my point
we're just going.
What?
We're just going.
No, but my point wasn't like what Apple's bringing to the table.
No,
whatever.
I
It's just
know,
like,
but we just went.
No, it's fine, but it's not the.
Don't get me on an Apple bashing day.
Well, that's why I'm wondering. Like you saw, that's the part you saw. Like
I saw
they
a
were
bunch
more
of
talking
it.
about what my whole point was, and at the beginning because like TikTok being banned and the social media. Like this is the king of social media. Right, like however you want to say it, like there was nothing before Facebook, and now they're all just catching up to Facebook. Like they're better than Facebook, right? Like I've never been, like I don't care what Facebook is or whatever. I don't like want to be out there. Like I'm not, sharing things with my auntie or whatever like that. Like that's a problem with me. But this guy's talked about, and he was saying he doesn't want to be in a country like in America that he's found that he's been fighting the government in social media ways, like the Twitter files. Like he brings up Twitter a lot, like how the fucking Hunter Biden laptop, like how the stories were suppressed, how the government was telling them what they can and can't show. Yeah, like he was saying that is wrong. It doesn't matter that TikTok is in China and what we're worried about. Our own government is suppressing social media information.
And I think he's bullshitting.
How do you mean?
I think he's just placating to the new regime in the States. I think he goes to whoever's in charge, whether they're left or right, that's what he's going to placate to. I think I've said this multiple times. This is why I don't use WhatsApp. This is why I don't really care for Facebook. I do use Instagram, but this is why I just try to limit my Meta stuff because he's just, all these guys are, but he's just so untrustworthy to me. And so when I see things like this, the first thing I thought was that now all of a sudden you're taking away all these things that you were so excited to do. Now, what are you going to do when another regime comes in? What are you going to say then? You're going to flip-flop? You only have 4 years. What are you going to do
but
next?
I think he just doesn't want to fight them anymore.
I think he's bullshitting.
You don't think that they were suppressing, like, you know what I mean? Like the things that, I don't know the whole details.
They're always suppressing. It's the U.S. government. They suppress people freaking in the other side of the world.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's obviously true. That's one of the reasons why I don't get in bed with them. But the other reason why I don't want
true.
don't know. You're right. That is a valid point. My point wasn't to agree with him.
Yeah.
My point was I thought that was valid.
Yeah, sure.
On my side of free speech, like limiting what that free speech is. I am not recognizing what free speech they might be limiting on Black Lives Matter or whatever. I don't know, right? Yeah. Like them going into Yellowstone to frack for fucking oil or something. Like some things I don't know what I should like. I might be against.
So here's my question. Where do you draw the line when it comes to social media in this terms of like what Mark Zuckerberg is saying? Should it be the Wild Wild West and nobody should touch it? Should it be regulated? Because we just talked about children on social media. Like, where do we draw the line on social media? Because it's obviously some people want the government to touch it. Some people don't. Some people think it should have some sort of rules. Like,
yeah. Okay. I lean towards Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it has to be extreme. Like, I don't know where the middle lies right now. I'm not trying to be a fence riding guy, but I'm more of a middle kind of guy. The question was raised to him too. Like, should there be anonymous fucking accounts? And I don't think there should be.
Yeah.
Like, I don't I also think this might not matter once quantum computers come and all these things. Like, I don't know what our encryption is all about. I don't know how safe our banking is, but we just trust our safe banking, right?
Yeah.
Like, we just sign up. We got an app. Boom, 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 boom. Right? Like, we all got fucking whatever phones we have. We all do our banking on it.
Yeah.
Our most, like, you know what I mean? Everything we work for is all on there. And if it just goes to shit, I just worry about, like, okay, well, something went wrong on their end. I'm not fucking up other people's bank accounts. I haven't, you know what I mean? Like, have to deal with something nefarious happening to me and my information on a level like that. Like, every now and then you say your password's been fucking thing, it's been corrupted. It's just like, well, I hope somebody's fixing all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So I think if I had to lean towards everybody should be known on the internet, I think I'd lean to that.
I agree.
I don't think we can't be anonymous out in the public. So when it comes to being anonymous and being able to be like a whistleblower or something like that, like the argument that Rogan was saying, why he thinks they should be anonymous things is, I've not lived in that world, so I don't know how easy it is to stifle dissent once you know who is saying it. And I don't know if you need that anonymity to keep power in check. I like that's the argument, right? Like, I'm not living in that world. So my world is I want to know who everybody is, who they say they are. I think it's easier to hide nefarious actions like that, right? But now we got this guy in power. So now what if what if that MP, like, what, you know what I mean? What if we weren't living, like, what if we all were under that fucking, like, see how we're going to tie this in. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what if I don't know what I could be blocked the other way. Like, I do think that, like, I don't know what we're missing without anonymity, like, without being able to be anonymous online. Like, what you said, you're saying that you think we should all, like, there's no way to be anonymous.
Yeah,
you think we should have, like, a retinal scan every time we log in type of thing or something like that.
I think you should be able to basically, because especially now where we are in the world, I think you should have an actual identity on the internet, and it should be you. On, like, for example, Facebook Marketplace, right?
Yeah.
Who wants to go on Facebook Marketplace with this is why Facebook Marketplace is already way bigger than the other marketplaces that we've had, Kijiji, Craigslist, and whatnot, because you have a high trust that you know who this person is.
It's an excellent point.
So I think it's just that's
an excellent point. I've heard of, like, marketplace, so I've not, like, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, we've even, Tammy brought up Facebook Marketplace to maybe sell some shit we have in the basement where we're trying to clean up our shit. Like, somebody might want it. Like, we're not having fish anymore. We got this fish tank, like, whatever, right? Like, so you're right. That's just an automatic thing. So, and I also think, like, to keep that positive, that's how you keep social media out of the kids' hands. Like, eventually the kids will figure out how to be anonymous. But if Kai has to fucking put his fingerprint or his fucking eye or somehow say who he is, then he's not going to get onto Pornhub or fucking anything or whatever. Be in a chat room that you don't know about. And so that's how you keep on it. Mm-hmm. That's how predators aren't going to get to pretend they're 13-year-old fucking girls. Sorry, baby. And fucking say that you know what I mean? Like, all that could stop.
Yeah.
I mean, theoretically. Like, I see that. And so that's how I see that working. Like, you don't ban the fucking social media. You just use it better. You just say, okay, like, listen, we all have to log in as our, like, you know what I mean? Truly be yourself. And so I don't, like, again, not living in that world, I don't know how some kid got a porno from his dad's fucking collection, you know what I mean? You're in fucking high school, whatever, and then, so you somehow get to see something you're not supposed to see before you're 18.
Yeah.
Because somebody else's parents aren't, like, as vigilant as yours. And so all of a sudden you're just exposed to fucking shit. Faces of death, you know, before you could just hop online and see a fucking head being cut off.
Exactly.
It was a thing you had to fucking find yourself in or whatever, right? Or do. Nice. So you're a content creator. So I got it. So that's how I feel. I've said that about everything. I said that about the drugs. You don't hide the fuck. You make a fucking crack store and say that don't ever go into that store. Mm-hmm. You don't want your kids to be alcoholics, but you want them to know you appreciate some alcohol.
Damn right.
Right? And for why? If they ask you, you're going to have a long list of reasons. Because I can.
Because of you.
Because of you. That's exactly it, right? Everything. It's all fucking funny. You don't hide that it exists.
No.
What's worse is the fucking parent who says, don't ever touch this stuff and has a fucking basement full of it, and then their fucking kids find the basement full of it.
Yeah.
And then think you're a hypocrite. And you never, ever, like, that's hard to come out, like get out of or whatever, right? Like,
but you've been telling me not to drink my whole life. right?
Like it doesn't work that way. It turns, in my mind, turns people the opposite.
Yeah.
So, like I said, the whole banning of the tick, like making it an American company, like just like I don't understand. Like I don't want to. I don't really understand that argument. I
just think there's a war going on. Well, we know there's a war going on, and I think right now it's just a trade and data war, and I think that's all that they're doing.
Yeah. So you know what? So again, it's more of like I don't have infinite money. It's like I'm not occupying my time with it anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's a hard enough time not to fucking eat chips or drink my face off or do anything. Like there's better ways. So I was complaining about I was talking about my dieting and all that, and like there was something right in my face the whole time, like that I was drinking all those fucking slushies and all that kind of shit. Like I've discovered cranberry juice. This is a fucking sidetrack. This is nothing to me. Like it's just like I can have a margarita with a fucking cranberry juice, and I'm like, Tammy said that to me. I'm like, no, that's just gross, right? Like I want juice. Like that's the whole part of it, right? It started off with the squishies from the fucking Kmart. Fucking
yeah.
That was when I was off, and so like this is a new revelation to me. And then it went to like Tang, and then it went to fucking grape juice, and
now
like
it's pre-workout.
And then what's that?
Pre-workout. Can you imagine? Actually, that is a good idea.
What?
Go get a bottle of powdered pre-workout, put a couple scoops in the ice, turn that shit on. I mean, it might not go well.
I don't even know what pre-workout means.
So it's like high caffeine, very high energy stuff.
I don't want that. I have mine at night,
but it's sugar free.
Yeah, that's the main point. So that's just because things say sugar free.
So if you take that with your edibles mixed with the alcohol, it sounds like a fun night.
So I'm trying it. You're not wrong. I'm not going to shit on your point there. But my food was that I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to like limit my fucking eating or whatever, do all that. And so like a shot of tequila is like the same as like one of our light beers. Like basically that's what it is or whatever, right? And so I was like, yeah, but like all the juice type of thing. And so she goes like from when her dad was living with, like we had like he had to drink cranberry juice because it's good for you, right? And so I'm like, oh yeah, I don't mind cranberry juice. I hardly ever have it, right? Like, but I've never hated it. But
I like cranberry.
And so
juice.
she was like, why don't you have your tequila with a margarita with cranberry juice? And I like look, I go, that's the grossest thing I've ever heard. I think.
What?
And she's like, why? And then she goes, fucking like they have them for sure, like in restaurants, and people have had them. And I'm like,
vodka cran.
And then that's what I said, it's a cranberry vodka. I was like, fuck, they do. And so I was like, fuck, yeah, could I do this? I looked at the bottle, and it's fucking like, it's good for you. It's good for your body.
Yeah.
And it's like fruit that I don't get, and there's no sugar. Like, it's all this, and like fucking, I'm like, God damn, because this is too good to be true. So it's going to taste like shit. So I was like, so I tried one. And like poured it, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like it was. I don't have it right beside the fucking Sweet Tarts squishy from fucking the Kmart, but it's just as good in my mind.
Yeah,
and
there you go.
Because I know that it's good for. It's so refreshing, and I'm getting my fruit cut so it's my new health drink. It's cranberry margaritas. Is that a good say? Is that a title?
You know me. I'm not gonna freaking.
So it's like a godsend for me because I didn't want to give up margaritas.
Yeah.
I just like the slushy, icy drink. Like I like that too. I like the vodka or the tequila too. But I'm trying to lower my intake. So one big margarita like would last me almost at least 2 beers.
Yeah.
Right? Like because it lasts for a long. Like sometimes it lasts a long time. Sometimes it's
Sometimes
gone.
it goes
I
away.
got a big fish bowl of a fucking.
How many margaritas you guys have?
I have one a day.
One a day?
Like on the weekend.
Yeah.
And sometimes that weekend.
Oh, so it's not like 3 or 4.
No. I don't need much encouragement to be pushed over. I think sometimes I've asked her if she wants another one, or if she wants. So occasionally we've had 2.
Yeah,
but we don't have that much ice. We only have so much ice, so we're limited to fucking how many fucking margaritas we can have. And Tammy gets upset if we drain the ice machine with all the fucking ice, so she wants to make sure it's there. So, that's a new revelation to me. I don't know if I don't want to. Like I said, yes, last week, I'm not going to talk about it every week, but I am still on a positive roll. Part of the Monday morning motivation and the thing is just like trying to look at things more positively. Like not just the positivity of not having chips or fucking whatever, like in the moment, but the positivity by suppressing my urges at the moment is going to lead to a better, outcome. And so trying to be positive on why I'm doing what I'm doing.
That's the first step.
It is. And so this
Otherwise
is
you end up like Gordon.
Well, that's true. That's what in my mind. Yeah, being a fat fuck in my mind. And like, that's like being, you're right. That's how that negative trip can go down. And so I hope I can keep it up. I don't know. Like I said, like it's all brand new, and like it's only like the second week, but I've had 2 weeks of no fast food. So would you consider? Okay, so if I got like a roast beef sandwich from like the grocery store, is that fast food? Is that like takeout? Like, what do you consider that?
No, I don't think a sandwich is takeout. Like my main concern with the sandwich would be carbs.
I understand the bread. Like it's very. I have not given up bread yet.
But I wouldn't consider that takeout. No.
Okay, so I'm on this. I'm not just doing this for my own reasoning, but my personal consideration of takeout is just fast food restaurants like McDonald's and Wendy's and shit like that.
Well, I mean, if you get fast food type foods, you can get a burger at Fortino's or something, right?
You can get anything. You can get like so. I even think, I think chicken wings from Fortino's is worse than the sandwich from Fortino's.
Yes.
Right? Like,
but chicken wings from home is better than all of those.
Yeah, but making your own chicken wings.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, see, I should get better at that. Like, I think I could get, like, to snack on fucking chunks of chicken every now and then. Yeah. Throw them in the fucking air fryer and all that kind of stuff. I'm trying. Oh, this is the grossest thing you've ever heard or whatever. So I didn't even think of that. I tried air frying cauliflower. I've heard of, like, you've seen in the restaurant.
I've seen those,
like buffalo cauliflower bits, right?
Yeah,
and so
cauliflower rice.
In general, I've not hated cauliflower.
Yeah,
right?
cauliflower's
it's just
good.
The concept of it is like gross. You know what I mean? Like vegetables. You know.
Come on, Jay.
I'm a baby. I get it. So I'm like, I gotta fucking try this shit. Like I love snacking on stuff. Like I've tried snacking on fucking carrots and cucumbers and all that shit. And it's just my brain knows I'm not eating what I really want. Like it's trying, but there's 0 calories in it. So I'm fucking, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to like just fill my face when I want to fill my face. So I'm like, I got this air fryer. I should try some healthy recipes out on it. So I looked at some, and so some are more healthier than others. Some use fucking like breadcrumbs and like egg yolk and all that kind of thing. And that can't be that bad. You know what I mean? Like, but still now you're getting into the bread and all that kind of shit. So I wanted to avoid that. So I just put a little bit of salt and pepper and shit and a little bit of olive oil and put them in there. And it was mostly gross. Like I think I got to cut them up even smaller to make them more crispier or something. Right? There's ways to do about it, but I was trying to avoid the tastiest looking recipes, which were dip them in some egg wash, put them in some fucking breadcrumbs, and then put them in. I'm go, that's probably going to hit home more than these ones are. Yeah. So I could still try it, but the fact that I've started trying that, I'm happy with myself. You know what I mean? Like give it all, but it's not like. And I only did half the cauliflower, so it's really hard for me to go back to it. Like I don't know. Like I don't
waste it, Jay. Don't waste it.
Yeah, so I think I might try it with the breadcrumbs or something like that. Not? I'm going to find out if that's obviously cauliflower with breadcrumbs and egg is not going to be as bad as a chicken wing or something stupid like that or anything like that. Like, yeah, literally
90% of my diet is cauliflower and broccoli. I eat cauliflower and broccoli most of the week.
Like raw?
No, like I steam them. Usually steam them with salt and stuff.
How do you eat it? Like, when do you eat that? Like, you don't eat it at
work. It's like my lunch, yeah.
And you pre-steam it and then heat it in the microwave?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I'll have meat and broccoli and cauliflower.
Interesting.
That's literally what, I don't have rice. I don't have anything like that.
How do you not eat rice, man?
Because I love broccoli so much.
I love rice so much.
Rice is good. Rice is good.
Great.
But
so you just,
Yeah, so all I eat is broccoli is in my top 3 favorite foods of all. It's one of the foods I probably couldn't live without.
Even the stalk?
All of it. I don't discriminate at all. Bad broccoli is good broccoli to me. So
I don't hate broccoli. That's the funny thing. Like,
I love broccoli.
I don't know. Have you ever tried air frying any of these things? Like these things being broccoli and cauliflower?
No, but I don't see why I wouldn't. I'll eat broccoli anyway.
I'm just curious on if it was like, you know what I mean, like satisfied that crunchy, tasty, you know what I mean? Like
steamed broccoli is my favorite.
But that just seems so limp and weak. Like, I get it. No,
you steam it not too much, and as you put a decent amount of salt on, like a good amount, it's just, I would have some right now. I would eat a whole pot of it. I don't give a fuck. I love it.
Okay.
Top 3 favorite foods.
Okay, yeah, you know what? So I'm conscious of that. Like I was just trying to think of as a snack. Like it would be hard
as
for me to
snack?
just have little bits of broccoli as a snack.
I'm not with you. I would do it.
Yeah, no, I'm jealous right now.
Steam it. You could also.
It just doesn't seem like it. I need crunchy.
You want really crunchy? Then you have to do something like a saute, like a stir fry type of a thing.
But that's not as good as the air fry. Like that's why I want to try to use
stir fried and chicken broth.
like in a fucking frying pan. Like again, sorry if she's so ignorant. This is very personal, people. I'm sorry. Like get recipes from my buddy over here.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like this fucking stir, like in a frying pan, you put like watered broth.
No water. Put the broth in. Put it in there. Let it cook a little. Make sure you flip it over. You know. Make it go until how crunchy you want it because it's broccoli, so it's basically what you want. It could be super crunchy or it could be very soft. It's like,
so there's no oil in this recipe whatsoever?
No, I don't usually put oil.
Just fucking straight up fucking chicken broth. I'm sorry, I'm just seeing so ignorant to me.
And some salt.
Yeah, I'm trying
if
to
you're trying to
too.
be healthy, like if I was trying to be fat, there's different ways I would do it.
Trying to be fat, that's great.
There's
oh man, I wish that was a job.
I do cheese, butter, like I do a whole bunch of shit to it.
No, I get it. That's weird. That's like cheese on vegetables is just like obviously I get why it tastes and all that. No, it's amazing, but it's just like. Yeah, like it's no point. I'm looking at vegetables as a means to an end, not to a fucking.
Let's be positive about it. Let's love broccoli and vegetables.
No.
Do you like asparagus?
No, I hate asparagus. I've never really dove into it, but I don't like the thought of it.
Yeah, I only started liking asparagus recently.
And you eat that raw or steamed? I guess you steam it too. Right?
Air fry.
Air fry.
So
are they crispy?
That you air fry with some salt. Oh man,
the whole thing or just like the tips part?
The whole thing.
Interesting. And
especially if you eat it with like a steak or something or any kind of, it's really good with red meats. So yeah.
No, but we're just, I could like fucking chop those up like French fry size, put them in an air fryer, and they'll end up being crunchy little bits of vegetables.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Put some salt on it.
I should try that.
I mean, it's asparagus, so if you want to dip some of it in butter, and if you want a little bit extra calories,
we're not trying to get fat.
Come on, Jay.
That's a whole different podcast. Tell that to the podcast that they don't need to fucking worry about that. But back to the chicken broth. Sorry, this is the last time I'm talking. So you could just put like a fucking whole bunch of chicken broth in a frying pan and fry that up like it was oil.
Yeah, exactly. Don't freaking a little more than you would oil, but not like a lot like you would.
Not
boiling.
like a soup.
Yeah,
you're not making the broccoli isn't going to be submerged.
Yeah, it would be like half of it will be submerged, and you want to flip it and like probably keep it a little low temperature. You know,
do you think that would work with cauliflower too?
Yeah,
but not as tasty as broccoli.
Yeah, well, broccoli's the best. But yeah, it would work. Okay. I would probably put both, if I'm being honest, because broccoli is freaking expensive, so you don't want to have like a billion of them. So you just mix it up. Maybe throw red peppers.
They're not
you like red peppers?
I love red peppers.
Well, there you go. Throw some red peppers at the end so it doesn't get too soggy, and then you're good to go.
But I'm wanting to put these like in a bowl and just like finger food them.
Yeah, once you do that, throw them in a bowl.
Then I don't want to know if the finger fooding red like.
The peppers.
Like I just want I'm considering this. This is great advice. I'm gonna have to ask you for health food advice, fucking thing. Because, all right, cool. So I like trying it. You're right. That whole positivity vibe, you get something out of it, and then you're doing it, and that's interesting. I can't stop thinking about what that's going to taste like because I love chicken broth too.
Oh yeah. Oh, then there you go.
Crazy shit. So back onto a little bit of. I'm going to let you off of work because you were fuming more than I was, which is always better. But I tried to talk you out of that. That was our pre-pod.
The second
we jumped right into it. We talked a little bit about the California fires, right? Like, I don't know how much we went into it or whatever, but I think are they still going on? Like, there's still pockets of places that are like a little bit on fire.
I think they got one of them under control last time I heard, but that was a couple of days ago.
It was so hell to watch. Like, I haven't like seeked any, like, that's not the right word, but I don't seek those videos out.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen them at the beginning of it and I thought it was crazy. It's just like, I think most of the world, like whenever there's a tragedy somewhere in the world, like I kind of know about it, and then I just don't really live in that tragedy, so I haven't seen it. But like when you like the destruction is fucking so crazy.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, and like the size of these fires are like one of the fires was like the size of this town.
Yeah,
like it's nuts.
And you see the wind blowing. Like it's hard
like
to
47 square kilometers was one of them, and I was like, what?
It's hard to like. How do they have these kind of fires every year and there's nothing left and there's something left?
I know.
Like, I don't know if it's just because it's like the first time it's finally hit these houses or do whatever. Like, I do hate that it gets turned like political. Like, you know what I mean? Like the water was shut off or this or that or how hard. But I think there was like an impossible situation.
Yeah, they act like it's the first time it happened. Well, there's a lot of political thing like with the insurance companies. Have you heard about that?
No.
So the insurance companies went to the government and they basically told them that So what happened was they said that they're gonna have to raise rates, but I think in California they can't raise rates like in certain times, like now, like devastation and stuff. So they basically said. So what happened is they put a ban on canceling and your insurance after. Like you can't cancel your insurance at all because they assume people would say, "Oh, I got my house paid for. Okay, I'm going to cancel my insurance." And a lot of people would do that. So I think in order for the insurance companies to keep their money or keep revenue coming in, they put a ban on suspending and canceling your insurance.
It's a situation that has happened, but where you see the scam of insurance.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's like it becomes obvious. You know what I mean? Like what happens when you all have to pay out at once.
Yeah.
Like it's the point of insurance isn't to make a profit. Like is that the point of insurance?
Well, not for us to make a profit.
No, but it's the point. No, but that's they're not selling you on why they're making a profit. Like the bank sells you way back when you were a kid. You think banks like, we'll give you interest because we're going to use your money to invest, and that's you're not just getting interest because you have money. It's because you give us your money, and we'll give you more interest than the other guy and whatever it is, right? So, yes, you want somebody to get like not just take all of the insurance is that them taking on that risk. Like if you end up getting fucking called out on that risk, you like the bailout is gross. Like that, like their lack of profitability in this moment is just like everybody should just be, and we are, but like in this, like let's just be like you should, don't you have insurance? Like, don't you have insurance about something happening to you? Like, and I'm sure they do. Like, this is like maybe this is what it is.
Well, that's the thing. Their business model is not made to pay everybody out at once. Their business model only works. Their business model only works for the people who never use their insurance, the people who never get in car accidents. But
you know what? The amount of people, you're right, because the amount of people that can't get hurricane insurance in Florida anymore, right? Like, it's you live in the hurricane zone. And they don't sell you hurricane insurance, or they just jack it. Even in Florida, or in California, like their insurance rates for fire and earthquake are so high anyway. Right. Like so, it's so gross to hear all that happen.
Insurance is crazy.
I'm not part of that political thing. I'm just seeing like trying to blame somebody on a fire. You know what I mean? Like it's just ridiculous to try to do that. But what I was kind of not getting at, and there's those different things, and I believe most of what I see. Right, like because I'm just assuming everything I see is real, and so, but I don't know what the program was, but I've seen some of the most real AI videos recently.
Oh yeah,
like we haven't talked about that for a long time. I don't know where it's come from, but like looks like a person, like you know what I mean, like not doing anything important, but it's gone from whatever, like you know what I mean, like one of the more famous one of the ones was just like. A while ago was I don't know. I haven't seen the latest Will Smith eating spaghetti. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I think that version now is so real.
Yeah. So most of the reason you're seeing real one is because here's my buddy. Google just came out with their new video AI.
Okay,
it's
that's
the second
what it was.
version. So it's been hitting the video AI by storm right now.
Okay.
Obviously everybody's gonna do some on their next version as well, but that's why it's just like a new wave. And it's been the most realistic ones to date. Like it's been able to handle like fingers and stuff like that AI wasn't able to handle before. So things like that.
Yeah, that must have been what I saw because all I wrote down was AI video is amazing.
I couldn't even believe when I seen some of them, and I was like, but I still don't even believe it yet because I want to see somebody do because they haven't shown it to like the public. It's been like a lot of techie people going and using it and then coming back with the video and them saying, this is the video I made or this is whatever. I want to see you go on it on your website, type it in, and do it in front of me.
So you think... Go ahead.
No, I'm just...
You think the videos I've seen were just some kind of leaked videos of some kind?
No, they weren't leaked. It was like a whole thing, but I just don't think that they're giving everybody access or they're not letting everybody see the prompts that you put in.
That would make me think that it's even better than what I've already seen.
It might be, but I just don't know. So I can't make a judgment. I just don't know yet.
It makes me, again, question anything else I see so I see a fucking video of a fucking lady opening a window or whatever it is, and I'm like, that's fucking fake. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Right? None of it's important. It's just showing somebody walking down the street or whatever. And then I see like the wildfires and do all that. It's like, how do I know what I'm seeing is real anymore?
Yeah.
Like maybe it's a jump. I don't know, right? Because I've seen one right after the other. I'm not trying to downplay in any kind of way the devastation of what it is, but it's just like, how
really
easy is it to fucking, you know what I mean? Like make this house on fire right now. Or to show a burnt out fucking thing.
Very easy. Look what we do in movies already.
And also, remember when Hawaii was on fire? But it's so much further away. Like, not that I didn't care. And I watched a document, like a show about the people with their cell phone coverage in that hellhole that happened. And the California ones, like, were way worse in my mind. I don't know. I actually just thought of the Hawaii ones right now and just like, I don't follow up on these stories. I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy to know that kind of devastation is going on, and I just get to go on with my life.
Yeah.
See, like that's part of it. And then part of it is, do I really believe everything I see? And this AI video is making me, again, question what I fucking see.
Yeah, we're going to get into a really tough time. But, you know, like we were, it's like when we scroll through Twitter or X and then you see an ad and you don't click on the ad because you know that's an ad, other than the fact that it says it.
Yeah.
There's people who don't know that. So I just assume eventually we're just going to be able to recognize, maybe not by... I just think we'll just be able to recognize the real video from the not real video. Whether they make it apparent or not, or I just think as humans, will eventually figure that part out.
I think you're relying on, you're not wrong, but I think you're relying on your vigilance now. Like the fact that you know an ad is an ad. Like if they didn't show ad on some of those things, it might take me a second to realize it's an ad. It's like what happens when you click on it, you realize it's an ad.
I could tell right at the beginning.
Because you're technically savvy. You live in this world.
So I assume our younger generation will be. I don't mean us. I don't mean me.
Yeah, but that's okay.
I mean like the kids, the teens. I think they will, because they're growing up. I think they'll, bro, Dad, that's AI. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm telling you that's AI.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's the same way that I guess kids try to use AI to do their schoolwork, but the AI, I'm sure every teacher has to have some kind of AI. Like, it's easy to detect if AI was used.
It is easy to detect,
but that's like the steps to take that.
Booby. He sends emails in AI all the time and text messages, and we instantly know that it's AI. But it's because we know the person partially, yes.
Okay.
But nobody speaks like that. You know what I mean?
Do you think if he was like doing one of his side hustles and he sent that to a client of some kind in that way, like, because I think then he should use it for something like that, because he's not going to sound official in any kind of natural capacity.
100%.
Right? Giving him no thrift at all. So I think that's perfect for it, right? Like, and so I see it used. But so do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing that he uses it in emails and texts?
I think it's a bad thing.
Because he's not being authentic, or
yes, what? It's not being authentic, and the facade falls apart very quickly. Imagine if I was speaking to you in Hindu for freaking couple months, and we're doing business transactions, and then you come meet me, and I go, "Hey, I'm Brian. How's it going?" And you're like, "What the fuck?"
But that's how we shorten the world. I think you're. I
get
that.
It wrong. I get that part, but we still, as humans, it's a trust factor. I'm not going to trust Booby if he's already deceiving me in emails.
I don't look at it.
And then you come in and then you start speaking to me in Hindu, and I go, "Oh, I don't speak Hindu. I'm sorry."
No, you'd have to explain yourself, and I get that because you don't have the same relationship as you do with Booby. But I would rather Booby not hear Booby's stammering thoughts, and I'd rather them be fucking like focused more, right, and be put into terms that I can make, like more of a fucking general conversation.
But he wouldn't put those thoughts into.
But they're his thoughts put into an AI word.
So we had a whole bunch of promotions at work. You heard about this?
No. Oh, yeah.
Like a whole bunch of promotions.
Yeah, I did.
And so an email came out to congratulate these people about these promotions. Everybody in this email thread was just like, "Yes, congrats, good job." I was like, "Well deserved, good job." You know what I mean? Well deserved, good job, whatever. Booby comes out with one with this long, and it's just like, blah, 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 like a whole bunch of things. And I'm like, no. And then when I went to work, Nicole goes, "Did you see Booby's ChatGPT email?" Like, it's just so obvious that it doesn't even be taken seriously.
So he's misusing the tool. Like, he's misusing the tool. He, just like most of the things we know about him, again, fucking, I'm being his advocate because I would rather him have a voice of some kind. Like, instead of fucking, the effort is there. He doesn't speak the language like you and I speak the language. So I can imagine how hard it is to really be frustrated on your thoughts.
For sure.
I don't know why he just doesn't know how to say congratulations. Like, I fucking spout off at the mouth. I talk way more than I need to. So I don't know why he finds this in a way to do it, right? But I think he wants to be so professional.
Well, if he wanted to be so professional, right? He's been in this country for how many years? And like, what, 8, 9? and you don't understand these type of things, then
Yes.
that's not you wanting to be professional. That's wanting you to be the shortcut to being professional, because
Interesting.
I've had this conversation with him many times. He says he doesn't watch movies in English. He doesn't listen to the radio in English. He doesn't do anything. So then what are you trying to do? You're not trying to be professional.
Interesting. You're right. That my advocate falls apart, because you're right that if he had done all those steps, he wouldn't need ChatGPT, and that he would have a better foothold in how how things are.
And
how we do
you'd be
things.
able to interact
I
in
get
this
it.
world.
I get it. But you're also like, okay, you love using technology yourself too.
Yeah.
Like he's like
I
that's
would
just been
use it.
presented it to him.
I would use
like
it.
so in your Hindu fucking sense or whatever, just do all that. Like it's like. It's a great way for like if I didn't have that and I wanted to do business and or was this is all an imaginary situation. How great of a tool would that be? It'd be
It would be
deceiving if
great.
I said yes. I fully like understand that. But if you're up front that you're using fucking a language
For sure, if you're
model,
using a
like say yeah we
language
want to do
thing.
business and so we need to communicate. You don't speak English. I don't speak fucking Hindu, but we can still now know each other. We
But
can
not
still
if I
converse.
lived in the country. That's not happening.
You get it. I don't know how anybody does that, but that's that's the little bubble he gets to stay in.
Yeah.
But we don't discriminate like that. Like I'm not. I want
Oh,
to.
sorry. Go ahead.
No.
I want
wanna
to change the
tangent.
subject.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, but it's a booby story.
Yeah, go ahead.
So he comes to me, right? He comes to me and he goes, "So I'm about to buy $300 worth of skincare product."
I'm sorry. What?
I said, "Booby, why are you going to spend $300 on skincare products?"
Oh man.
He's like, "I want to lighten my skin because I want to be white." I said, "Booby, why? What are you talking about?" He's like, "Because then I'll be more respected." I said, "That's not how it works here, man. That's literally not how it works.
fucking
Have you
floored.
met Gordon?" It's like-
Yeah. Don't you know enough whites that we don't have the respect for you?
so it's like,
Oh my
and
God.
then
Are you fucking
Nate?
kidding me?
Nate no, it was Brienne. She comes by and he's like, I was just telling Brian I want to get skincare products. I'm like, she's like, why? He's like, because I want to be white. She's like, why would you want to be white? We tan. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, we tend to be more like you.
Right? So he's like, I want to be respected. She's like, that's so stupid.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, that's my booby story. And he's actually bought it, but now he's saying he's going to return it after he uses it all because it's a 60-day money back guarantee if you don't like it. So he's going to do all that. And hopefully he gets a couple shades lighter, he said. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
I can't believe that speaks to how fucked this guy is. Like, no, like that's just insane.
I'm like, oh my goodness.
You know what? Like, I don't even like all that really makes me lean towards, other than he's fucking insane and individualize him like for being that retarded, is that
You can't say that word, Jay.
we're talking about Booby.
Oh,
Sorry. Right? Like it's a past, right? Like,
Yeah, it's
okay, so being ridiculous is that he's I'm getting way more historical in context or whatever. Like he comes from a place where the lighter you are, the more fucking you know what I mean. Like
100%.
the darker you are, you know, you're this and that.
100%.
So I can't imagine how ingrained that is to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're right. Like that's the most obvious thing that he just doesn't get where he is anymore.
yes.
Like I don't know how to fix that.
I can't wait till Tuesday, and I'm going to bring it up when he comes by me when I'm talking to you like he usually does.
Oh, you remembered I'm not there on Monday. Oh, yeah, super long weekend. So this is a little weird. We got a little bit of far out in a few minutes, but I know you like basketball, and you know I don't know so really basketball is the only thing you kind of get any information for, and you don't really watch it. You just gotta get the highlights.
Yeah.
Sure, every day you go on
Watch the
YouTube
stats.
and see some shit, right? Like
Yeah.
so you keep up with that,
Yeah.
right? You keep up with like the Jimmy Butler trade, like that's kind of interesting. What
Yeah,
would be happening?
I like that.
Should LeBron go to fucking the Warriors or some? Like, so you what's the fucking word?
I know what's going on.
You kind of fucking imbibe all that kind of information. Is it only basketball? Like, do you care about any of the stories of football? Does football grab you in any kind of way?
No.
Like,
For some reason, it's never had like the athletes sometimes are polarizing, you know, like, but I think it's probably the one I check up on the least.
yeah, I thought that because I wish it didn't matter to me if you do or not, but I love football the most.
Yeah.
Even like over hockey, like even the stories of football.
Yeah.
Like the polarizing players and all that kind of stuff. Like I don't probably imbibe it as much as you do. Even the basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball is built for that. Like it's you know what I mean. Like the players are like more presentable. Like there's way less people on the team.
Their faces are showing.
Their faces are showing. Like it's all good there. But the historical moment, and it's more to do with what's newer is always better. The rules change and all that. Like so, the quarterback stats are never going to be like they were. Like my buddy Dan Marino's 1984 stats, the ones that still hold up are just remarkable compared to how they allow the game to go. It'd be like adding a 3-point line. And like even the thought of moving the 3-point line is like kind of crazy. But you know what? There wasn't one before. Like maybe they should take the corners out and do some rule changes and shot clocks and all those things. So you're up on the evolution of basketball. So the same thing kind of goes with football. But right now is my favorite time of football.
Really?
Like it's both bittersweet because it's the end of football season, but right now there's no fluff left. There might be one little fluff like left or whatever, but there's 4 games this weekend, and some of the storylines are. I'm not going to try to convince you of it, but it's. I wish, for conversation-wise, you did recognize what's going to be going on.
I actually wish I did get into football because even once again, when I worked at the airport, my closest friends at work, all were into football. They would go because in the crew room they'd have the TVs and they'd be watching football because I worked weekends, I worked Sundays. They're watching football. It was all that kind of stuff, and I was just like, frick. I wish it clicked for me because football never clicked for me other than just playing in a schoolyard type of a thing.
Watching is way better than playing. Like football, even for Madden, like I suck at Madden because it's so technical now.
I loved Troy Aikman is one of my favorite football games.
You're such a contrarian. Nobody in the world has ever said that Troy Aikman
football game was so. What was that on? Nintendo, regular Nintendo.
You're fucking hilarious.
But this was before Madden, though.
You're so hilarious. I just watched a documentary about fucking Madden football and how
was Madden before Troy Aikman?
It came almost at the exact same time.
Yeah,
Madden. The people at Madden. That's just the whole thing.
Ripped off?
No. They fucking back engineered the Sega Genesis when it came out, and they made a perfect game for the Sega Genesis. The new 16-bit
That's what I
thing.
played it on, Sega Genesis.
And so that was there. At that time, there was a war, and that's how kind of Madden it wasn't always the king. So there was a Joe Montana. There was a fucking Pro Football. There was other ones that had these. There was a game that had a skills competition that was really good and had it. But anyway, Madden has always ruled the day.
Well, yeah,
but it's got no technical. Like I'm not even into that. Like I like gambling for it, but it's just like so just like basketball, like the personalities are there. Like you like Ocho Cinco, like the wide receivers, like they're you know what I mean? There's nothing but drama and funny Twitters, and like it's what you want in basketball is there in football too. I get why you would say that,
100%.
But it's hard. I can't for me right now. This is why I'm taking off Monday. Not that because for the whole season, I have to come in on Monday, loving it, with my Sunday fucking football hangover, right? Just like fucking all I did all day was sit on the couch and then just smoke joints and vibe, like lose money, win money, but just live in this 16-game schedule, right? Like every 15-game schedule every fucking Sunday. So, but now you would think, so what would you think is better? That there's only 4 games, one at a time, like Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, compared to all day Sunday. Like you already know what
man, all day Sunday sounds kind of crazy. Like if I could watch like all my favorite shit for a whole day, that sounds crazy.
That's what's the greatest.
Yeah,
that is the great. And you can put it on the channel that shows you everything.
Yeah,
you got 2 TVs going. So yeah, you're right. But now because I've gotten to live in that for like 18 weeks. Now it's come down to the best on the best.
Yeah.
And it's just like the potential for like what football really means. And which is what I'm going to say. Like the storyline between Baltimore and Buffalo right now. Like one of these great teams have to lose.
Yeah.
One of these teams, like Lamar Jackson, like is a revelation as a quarterback. You know what I mean? Like he's got all the skills. He's got like he was drafted last in the first round. Like nobody thought he was going to do what he did. And he could be the 3rd-time MVP, only going up against the Buffalo quarterback who was the favorite for almost the whole year.
Which is?
Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Coming in there and doing that. And so just the matchup is just, it's like a LeBron fucking Steph matchup type of thing. But because it's not basketball, they're going to get all the glory or the blame, but it's a team effort.
Yeah.
It's like schemes and how they're going to coach and
For sure.
the Madden of it all. And I don't even know, it happens so fast that like the distillation of the game by podcasts and articles afterwards is like I suck it up for the whole week after. You know what I mean? And so that's why I want the Monday. I want to it's more enjoyable with just one game on at a time, 4 times with all these stakes. So yeah, that's I'm hyped.
That's why you're taking the Mondays off.
Because it makes it
good. That's
like,
good.
It not that it ruins much.
No.
It just adds to it more. It's just like, I don't give a fuck about, you know what I mean? Like I could just whatever. I don't know. There's no end.
No,
like,
I know what you mean.
I'm not trying to look at it negatively that my weekend's ending and Monday's starting. I am fully on board, like I said before. But this is why. So I have a super long week. Like I have the next 3 Mondays off.
Jeez.
And it's all because of football playoffs. But I would do it when there was 18 games on at a time too. I just can't do it for fucking 20 weeks.
20 weeks?
Yeah. I guess I could. I got 20 days. I could take each fucking one off.
If you wanted to. And then,
I'll just be sick a couple of them maybe.
See, you're 20 days plus 5.
Yeah, see, I'm a better employee than you. I don't use my sick days like that.
Exactly.
That was awesome, buddy.
Well, I want to thank everyone for listening to the Work Related Podcast.
Apparently, we are related by work on Twitter.
On X, yes, we are. And maybe we will get an Instagram since Jay loves it so much.
That'll be for you, Ricky, if we ever do. All right, guys.